Even hotter weather is coming to New Zealand. Hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us. We're in the peak of summer, at least temperature-wise. We are going right into it now, and for the next week ahead, most places are going to be pretty hot, and of course February is usually our peak month for hot weather, so we are really getting into the summer weather right now. We're not getting a lot of complaints about temperatures. It's not too hot, not too cold, but we are getting a lot of complaints about just how dry it is. So we're going to talk about that in a moment, about the developing droughts, not officially, but they are getting close to it around parts of New Zealand. But first of all, let's have a look at the Wednesday animated wind map, and you can see this large area of high pressure, and it's pulling down these warmer northerly winds. They're a little bit windy around Cook Strait, and also you'll find, just generally speaking, there's a little bit of a westerly lean now coming into our weather maps. It's still a little bit of a nor'easter down that eastern coastline, but what I really mean is the focus on the map starts to become out here in the Tasman Sea. So on Thursday, the high pressure system moves further north. That gives us a shut-off valve between the tropics and New Zealand, at least directly coming in. But what it does is, with the anticyclonic flow, it scoops up this subtropical and tropical airflows up here and up around Queensland and New South Wales, and it brings it down in this nor'wester. You can see the air thickness line, that red line there. That indicates the really warm stuff being pulled down. And also with the fires, although they've had some rain and some relief, which has been great news. But for the fires that are still burning, still smoke going up into the air, and that'll be coming down in that nor'wester. Out to sea on Thursday, but as we head in towards the weekend, we might start to find a little bit more of that smoke in the air. I don't think it'll be as bad as what we experienced, though, in that first week of January. Now look at the Friday weather map. You can see the high pressure system stuck in the same place, but in comes the next rain band, squeezing up those nor'westers, so it becomes a little bit windier. But when you combine an Australian nor'wester with a subtropical northerly flow, and then you put in a South Island nor'wester over the Southern Alps, that is really going to lift up your temperatures into the 30s, several degrees above average at the end of the week around most of the country, but especially into the South Island. It'll be hot around eastern and northern parts of New Zealand as well on Friday. And I've got another Friday map for you here. This is also Friday. That's the remnants of Cyclone Tino, well down in the Southern Ocean, 928 hectopascals. That is a major storm, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, on planet Earth by this Friday. New Zealand way over there, and not often that we have South America in our weather maps, but we've got it in today's one. So that's just this Friday, moving well away from us, but we don't get a storm that deep that often in summertime around our part of the world. So let's get into the weekend now. Long weekend for the Upper North Island, and it is looking really good. Half of the country is going on holiday, so we've got high pressure in charge, those warm to hot subtropical and Australian airflows coming down and across the North Island. It might even be as a southerly, but it's still warm. It's still coming out of the tropics. And in the South Island, a little bit of rain on the west coast on Saturday, a couple of showers spill over elsewhere, nothing too much, and a slight cooling down as a result of that westerly. It'll drop temperatures after your very hot Friday. On Sunday, the winds are light, the high pressure is strong. There'll be a couple of showers, isolated ones. Otherwise, it is looking pretty good. And our final map for Monday is looking great. And like I say, the top half of the North Island on holiday. We've got laneways coming to Auckland, which is on Monday at Albert Park. The weather is looking fantastic for the Laneway Festival. And we've got some showers or patchy rain now starting to form down in the very south in Fiordland. So if you're hiking down there or having some holidays on the west coast, just a few showers and some patchy rain in that southern area. Otherwise, Monday looks fantastic right across the country. That's all from me. We will see you again on Thursday with the very latest.